How I ended up with 3 cats after having been afraid my whole life is beyond my comprehension. Their finicky and unpredictable attitudes, sharp claws, and long lanky bodies truly left me unsettled. It wasn't until I started to spend every weekend at the local animal shelter, slowly interacting first with the cute baby kittens, working my way up to the adult cats. A rub nose here, belly rub there, and an occasional attempt to pick one up, from which I quickly retreated. Then I met Bilbo. His name is Bilbo, and I love Lord of the Rings. After interacting with him for hours, I knew that I had to have him. It was like I had no fear at all. He was large and in charge, independent but also sweet. By 24, I had 3 cats and was well on my way to becoming a crazy cat lady. Although most would say that dogs are a man's best friend, I think that cats rule the world. Today we will discuss, first, the independent lifestyle of cats, next, the lower maintenance and upkeep of a cat, and lastly, the cost-effectiveness of owning a cat. According to an article written by Veterinary Products Laboratories in 2018, there are approximately 73 million owned cats in the United States. Despite this fact, cats are not as dependent on their owners to provide a sense of protection and safety like dogs are. Cats show their affection with a gentle touch of their nose or head, or occasional lick or purr. Dogs, on the other hand, bombard and often overwhelm with affection after simply returning from taking out the trash. Similarly, cats do not require the amount of attention that dogs require and are less demanding. Their social structure is different than dogs, and although they are social animals, they can thrive in solidarity. Also, cats sleep most of the day and are most active during twilight hours, and can be left alone for longer periods for those who may work longer hours. Now that we have discussed the independent lifestyle of cats, we will now discuss the lower maintenance upkeep of a cat. Cats self-groom and don't emit odors the way that dogs do. My dog smells stinky after being outside for only 5 minutes, whereas I hardly ever smell my cats and can count on one hand the amount of times I've had to give them a bath. Cats require physical activity, however, not at the level of a dog. Simple laser pointers and stuffed mice will suffice. I've tried to walk my cats on a leash a couple times and it did not go over well. Also, cats are typically litter trained and don't need to be taken outside to handle their business. Cleaning a litter box to me is much easier than constant walks. Now that we have discussed the low maintenance of cats, we will move on to the cost effectiveness of owning a cat. The financial obligations of owning cats are cheaper than that of owning a dog, depending on the breed. Cats consume less food, require less supplies, toys, and services than dogs. Food, even the quality kind, is much cheaper than that for a dog. Grooming is less of a necessity due to self-grooming and can otherwise be expensive. Routine visits to the vet tend to be cheaper for cats as opposed to dogs, and in my experience, my dogs were much sicker more often than my cats, who I can recall having to take to the vet for illness once or twice, as opposed to my dogs who the vet techs knew by name. To recap, we discussed first the independent lifestyle of cats, second, lower maintenance and upkeep of a cat, and finally, the cost effectiveness of owning a cat. An article written by Bill Gibb and Tracy Bryce in 2017 states, according to statistics, cat owners are healthier than those without cats. The risk of heart attack is cut by 1/3 among people who have a cat. And with all the snacks that I eat, I'll take anything I can to prolong my life. I love cats so much I decided to keep one forever in the form of a tattoo. And that is my reason for believing that cats are better pets than dogs. Thank you.